Hi there, my name's Lawrence Allam and I'm the founder and director of Think Marketing. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, which is part of a 10-week series I'm producing on how businesses can market themselves in volatile times, or to use an acronym, MiVT. And today I wanted to provide a case study example relating to yesterday's video where I actually explained the second of 10 MiVT strategies. And if you missed that video, I'll put a link to it in the comments below. So as I always mention, in this particular series, I'll be highlighting strategies that businesses can deploy during difficult periods, as well as highlighting some best practice case studies from companies that are doing a great job at marketing themselves right now. These strategies and case studies are actually really important because they highlight how some businesses are doing really well, and they're using marketing really to get on the front foot. And we can take these examples, figure out what works for our own businesses, and actually then deploy them to suit our own needs. Now, feel free to comment or connect with me, as I'd love to hear what you thought about this video or any of my other content. And if you want to get in touch to explore this topic in a little more depth, then there'll be contact details at the end of this video. Today, however, I wanted to go into an example around this second strategy in the Think MiVT guide, which relates to our customers and making sure that we don't forget to focus on others in volatile times, because of course our clients should always be at the forefront of our minds, especially at times when winning business is even harder than usual. So when we market in volatile times, it's important to suspend self-interest and focus on looking after your clients and audiences, as they'll then look after you. And I can always feel people rolling their eyes at that sort of comment because it feels a little bit new agey, but it's not. It's in fact really apt right now, because for most of us, especially in businesses that are really affected by the lockdown, suspending self-interest is actually quite difficult because we get caught up in this trap of analyzing data, thinking about where we should be, thinking about the metrics that we've missed and all this sort of stuff, and it can get us really stuck and it's difficult to move forward. And that moving forward is really important right now as our clients and markets are changing around us and businesses need to adapt. A really great example of this is Joe Wicks, and I promise I have more relevant professional services and recruitment examples coming. However, Joe Wicks is just a brilliant example of suspending self-interest and meeting or helping a wider audience. So if you don't know who Joe Wicks is, he's a 30-something British fitness coach who brands himself as the body coach. He originally worked actually as a teacher, but then became a personal trainer, and over several years built up his own reputation and brand, including producing a lot of marketing and content. And he's produced books and lots of different videos. So it's not really too dissimilar from what other personal trainers do, but he's actually already amassed a certain amount of marketing, which he's been able to stimulate during this current crisis. Now, he originally experienced kind of moderate success in the UK, and he was on TV a few times and did have pretty good social media exposure for his profession, although perhaps it was nothing at that influencer level, but it was still pretty good. However, on the 19th of March 2020, so just a month ago, he announced that he was starting to produce PE with Joe videos on his YouTube channel, which is part of YouTube Live. So this is all aimed at children and their parents to keep fit during the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, as schools in the UK at the time were closing. Now, what's really interesting in this is that it's not his usual target audience. He's actually an adult personal trainer. He focuses on high intensity interval training, as well as providing lifestyle and general health commentary. So rather than serving his core market, he's actually gone out much wider than that and provided a lot more value to a lot more people. This has actually resulted in something of a Joe Wicks explosion, and not only in the UK, but also globally. And on this slide here, you can just see his YouTube channel, some of the sorts of figures he's getting, his Instagram account, where he's got pictures of receiving, a gold plaque from YouTube with the amount of views he's got. There's imagery of him there on CNN, and also on the bottom left, one of his offers that he has to one of his training programs. Now, on YouTube, he's amassed over 2.2 million subscribers with more than 97 million views and over 3.5 million followers on Instagram and 4.1 million on Facebook. He's been recognized by countless publications, including Harper's Bazaar, Elle, Forbes magazine, as well as news outlets such as the BBC. Of course, he's British, but also CNN, The Guardian, Daily Mail, and also others. So why am I talking about a trainer? Well, if we just forget about what he does for a moment and consider the giving framework that I actually mentioned in yesterday's video, One, he's providing huge value. Two, he's serving a much larger captive audience, and he's doing it really well. Three, he's coming from a position of genuine giving and generosity. Four, he's being incredibly authentic. And five, he's being receptive because he's giving, but he's also getting. So that bottom left post, again, is one of his 90-day programs. And I'm sure with the sorts of increases that he's seen, you can just imagine how many 90-day programs, books, video subscriptions, all that kind of stuff that he's actually sold. And I'm sure that partnerships and endorsements are likely to follow as well. Now, the same would be applicable for accountants, for law firms, engineers, recruiters, and really all professionals, because right now there are larger audiences that we can all tap into that need our help and support, which if you manage correctly can ultimately improve your business and lead to increased revenue. So as I've mentioned, this was part of strategy 2 of the MiVT guide that we've created. Which is designed to give you actionable strategies that you can implement today to connect with your audiences and potential clients quickly and effectively. Now, there's obviously still 8 strategies to come, and I'm trying to release that weekly so I can provide the appropriate case studies and examples. But if you're trying to survive or win more business or just keep your brand relevant and you want to get the 10 strategies now, you can actually download the guide, and I'll put a link to it in the comments below. As always, though, you can also go to the Think website at think-moa.com.au. There's lots of information and examples on there. Specifically, check out the resources area, but also check out our blog, which is not just about MiVT. There's also content there about different marketing strategies, inbound marketing, case studies, brand information, and also sector-specific content for professional services and recruitment, which is really our speciality at Think. Another thing I'd suggest you do as well is have a look at David Wolstenholme, and I'll include a link to his profile in LinkedIn in the comments below. David's a personal brand expert focused on the recruitment sector, and he's an ex-recruiter like myself, but he's actually really good at getting individual traction. He's putting out a lot of good content at the moment. So if you're thinking about personal branding, what can you do right now, he's definitely a great person to check out. Now, of course, if you do want to speak to me directly, or if you have any questions, if you want to go a bit deeper on this topic, or just use me as a sounding board, you can contact me directly via my mobile, which is 0404 722 941. You can email me, or you can get in touch via the social media channels you can see on screen now. I hope you've enjoyed this video, but most of all, I hope you found it useful in some way. And if you have, please like the video. And I'd love to hear what you thought. So do please leave a comment or connect with me here and you can tell me what you thought. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to have a little bit of fun with your marketing today. Thanks.